Next, center weighs 3,000 crore lift for drone ecosystem. So again, when we talk about the technological intervention and innovations, so drone system, it can certainly enhance the various areas. तो यहाँ पे there is investment in this area. तो domestic defense की जब हम बात करते हैं, contracts and export orders, they are expected to contribute significantly to the Indian drone industry's growth. Certainly, we have been reading regarding the drone DD scheme. So that is at a very grassroots level, showcasing cases of women empowerment in terms of agriculture sector as well. Now again, the major use of drones can be used for the surveillance, especially in the areas of defense, be it in the border villages majorly, or even in the such states where we have the rising insurgent groups. Just we can see the examples of the major northeastern states currently. तो again projected size जो है of the Indian drone industry by segment that is visible here. ये जो defense है उसमें सबसे ज्यादा है, then further commercial and then exports में we have the least. तो जो ये proposal है, it is under evaluation by the Civil Aviation Ministry. And जो PLI scheme थी earlier, it only accounted for local drone manufacturing. But again, further, its area will be expanded. The new production linked incentive scheme आएगी for the industry.
So even research and development पे भी focus हो रहा है along with this.
Hmm.
Civilian Aviation Ministry integration and collaboration with them, and where we can see the applications of drones. So drone Didi एक हो गया in terms of monitoring the field and the crop and using it for again application of pesticides and fertilizers. Second आपने defense की बात कर ली है. The third we can say कि in terms of like जो हम अपनी लाइफ सिस्टम की बात करते हैं या फिर अर्बन एरियाज में वी आर सीइंग ड्रोन डिलीवरी सिस्टम्स हैं in societies which is operating it, so it is making things much more easier in a way, easier and more quicker. And drones
Important.
also, it will play important role in digitization of land records also, because we are doing drone surveys using them.
Hmm.
And
And
even for
further,
content creation also, that industry is also using drones.
majorly in terms of travel, so content create करना होता है travel की piece में.
Right.
Further,
So in a if we will be seeing more capacity in terms of generation or manufacturing of drones in India. So right now, as we see that we are reliant upon again China for this, so that can reduce.
Further including scaling up of companies such as Drone Acharya, Idea Force and Ratan India. तो majorly drone ecosystem के जब हम बात करते हैं, उनके evolution में these companies they have helped. Further, centrally अगर बात करें तो industry body और Drone Federation of India. So these are the important institutions names that we can remember. Further, eWay Biz surged to 105.4 million in August, marking a record. So the number saw 13% rise year on year, indicating robust manufacturing trading activities. So again, we had discussed about the benefits. कि कैसे the e-way bills they can help in having more transparency and of course the revenue collection. उसमें majorly ये help करेंगे. And even regarding the manufacturing का जो data है, ये कितना actually transport हो रहा है etc. उसको manage करने में भी the data that these provide उसमें भी also they will be helpful. These are the
So it
major
is
benefits of
one of the indicators of rising manufacturing or industrial activities in India. And this will also result into or translate into increased tax revenue for the government as well. So we can say that the ease of generating these bills, that can be one of the reasons behind it. And even we can say reduce logistics cost, because we are focusing a lot upon the infrastructure development and increasing the road network or even the railways network. But when we are specifically talking about only roadways, so we see that approximately 90% of India's trade is happening through road. So road transportation. So that is why it is very important. And even initially, China or other advanced countries which are having larger share in terms of their internal trade also. So they focused upon their capital expenditure investments in the road infrastructure. So right now, India is doing it. For example, we have dedicated freight corridors, or we have Golden Quadrilateral. Then we have Bharatmala project. So we have the target of, I think, touching 2 lakh uh 2 lakh kilometer of road length.
So, Manjari, what will be the relation of this developments with e-way bills?
That is what I have just explained, that it is indicating increased manufacturing activity. If trade is increasing, it means demand has increased. That is why only trade or transportation has increased. Logistics cost, that has reduced. That is why we can say so many e-way bills we were able to generate, because there were less travel time that has been achieved. So
But
we can say more transparency, greater accountability, and greater ease in terms of even supply chain networks in India is happening.
लेकिन travel time का I didn't get the relation because e-way bill से like वो तो
Travel time,
देने ही
अगर
पड़ेंगे ना
all
over the products.
अगर ई-वे बिल ज्यादा जनरेट हो रहे हैं, वी से दैट ऑल वेदर रोड कनेक्टिविटी पे हम साथ में फोकस कर रहे हैं, तो ट्रैवल टाइम कम नहीं होगा,
हम्म
तो लॉजिस्टिक्स कॉस्ट भी कम हो गई ना, कम फ्यूल यूज होगा, कम टाइम भी लग रहा है आपको, वेटिंग टाइम कम है, ट्रैफिक कम है.
But e-way bills specifically are only on the products which we are
हाँ,
transporting.
yes, it is only on merchandise, not on services.
Hmm. Next, India's femtech startups are listening to women. So again, femtech. So again, it is a portmanteau for female technology and was first coined in 2016 by entrepreneur Ida Tin. So female technology, again, when we talk about be it in the STEM sector or in the startups maybe, so major challenge or major potential we can mention of growth is not only of the female participation, but of the females as the leaders, as the CEOs of the companies. So again, for 500 million plus dollars, the estimated current market size of the global femtech business, according to the 2024 report. तो 2016 जो है, the year the term femtech short for female technology, it was coined by the entrepreneur Ida Tin, founder of Clue, a Berlin-based period tracking app. तो अगेन इसके बेनिफिट्स क्या क्यों आएंगे? It could ensure that women across globe have equal access to affordable health care. तो majorly it is regarding the healthcare sector कि कैसे awareness regarding the fertility या फिर even in terms of period as was just mentioned, उस केस में reproductive health, further hygiene products जो है like started by creating a toilet seat sanitizer spray. So these are all the major ways how we can enhance these products and programs.
For
Furthermore,
example, there is
awareness regarding vaccines also that can also take place here.
This is particularly talking about how technology has been used to address the health related issues or the growing demands on the part of particularly women. So for example, we have the Gayatri's nutritional products. So they have again they have created, innovated on the plant based protein powders and the gummies. Then they are tackling the symptoms related to women's health and including skin and the hair issues, then troubles linked to midlife and menopause. So all we can say that is why even particularly role of startups is also important in terms of the healthcare infrastructure, also in terms of services, diversified services also. And if there'll be more competition, we can say the cost can also get reduced, and they'll be providing more advanced services in a manner, advanced services using the technology, or we can say digitization of the services.
Next, Indian military export to Israel, aiding genocide. So this article is majorly regarding the top court's dismissal, where there was a petition that was filed in the court on the subject, जहाँ पर के there were exports of the military weapons that were being done to Israel by India. But again, जो judicial review है, it dismissed this petition. तो ये दिखाता है कि जो limits of the judicial review over the executive decisions in the matter of foreign policy, majorly. So, especially in violations of humanitarian law. तो क्या क्या इसके repercussions होंगे? Again, जो trust है country का over the judiciary, that might get a bit diluted in these terms. Also, we can talk about the role or the extent of the judicial review in these areas. तो जो petition है in Ashok Kumar Sharma and others versus the Union of India. So here they had sought the suspension of existing licenses and the withholding of further licenses by the government to public sector and private companies for exporting the military equipment to Israel during the ongoing war. So again, this is also an example of how the countries they kind of directly or indirectly fuel the war-like conditions so as to maintain good relations with the country. तो यहाँ पे हम balance of power की भी बात कर सकते हैं and how even for defense-related conditions or to prevent attack on the country itself, sometimes we need to follow that non-neutral or non-aligned approach. So the ICJ had significantly stated that the court considers it particularly important to remind all states of their international obligations relating to the transfer of arms to parties to an armed conflict. So again, further it is mentioned that the constitutional provisions they must be read and interpreted in a manner which would enhance their conformity with the global human rights regime. And courts must adopt an interpretation. जब हम बात करते हैं कि courts or the judiciary, it is the interpreter of the constitution. So this is also very important, which abides by the international commitments that were made by the country. So further self-imposed restraint on courts entering areas of foreign policy. So this was raised as another bogey to dismiss the challenge. Next, scientists seek transparency in Vigyan Puraskar selection process. तो again, SSB awards जो होते हैं, Shanti Swaroop Bhatnagar Awards, they have written to the office of the Principal Scientific Advisor for clarification कि कैसे जो selection process है employed to select winners of the Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar was fully fair, transparent and free of extraneous considerations. तो अगेन यहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट रोल आ जाता है ऑफ CSIR. The SSB awards they were administered by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So transparency is important here. Further, Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar Committee. So its role also becomes important here. And senior
this is-
scientist.
It can be used in ethics paper.
And scientists कहाँ से important है? Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, National Center for Biological Sciences, Harish Chandra Research Institute. So these are all the top-notch institutes. Next, renewable energy sector will power India's growth. So again, we had already discussed today regarding the renewable energy sector. कैसे there have been increased private sector investments. And currently, there was the discussion that was done regarding the global renewable energy investors meet and expo. कि कैसे इसमें there have been a top-notch 5 such policies that have been introduced or further expanded. So again, creating 12 new industrial cities, 8 high-speed road corridor projects, Vande Bharat trains, e-mobility, high performance manufacturing, and the Bio E3 policy. So these are the major points here. Further, India strongly deplores comment by Iran leader. So India on Monday strongly deplored Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khan's Khamenei's comment on the condition of the Muslim community in India. तो statement क्या था इंडिया का in the reply? It described the remark as unacceptable. Again, because India is a secular country and we uphold the rights of all the religions and
So
all
he
the
said,
ethnicities.
along with Gaza Strip, Myanmar, India maybe we see it is one of the places where Muslims were suffering. So ये statement उन्होंने बोला, and then India said कि this is unacceptable. So we cannot say so because we are again having affirmative actions. We are having different reservations. Also, India is a secular country, and also one of the countries where we have the largest population of Muslims. So we are talking about we talk about the fundamental right to equality and equity. We say that again the recent Citizenship Amendment Act, it is also talking about giving citizenship rights to even the Muslim immigrants, given the conditions that they are fulfilled, which are mentioned in the law.
Next, what is the current status of the introduction of African cheetahs? So again, as we were discussing recently about the cheetahs, like yesterday itself, maybe we discussed regarding it, कि जैसे जो dodos है, they went extinct. So similarly, cheetahs also due to the human-wildlife conflict, or majorly we can say due to the human intervention in the natural ecosystem or the habitat of the cheetahs, it led to the depletion in their numbers. So the project cheetah है, again, since we have been importing majorly, Manchiri, correct me if I'm wrong, majorly from the countries like Namibia, etc., we are importing cheetahs.
Right.
So has
अभी
in
importing नहीं translocating
sorry,
cheetahs.
translocating. The project cheetah has encountered significant setbacks, including prolonged captivity and cheetah fatalities. So again, deaths also they have been seen recently कि कैसे take care नहीं हो पा रही है उनकी appropriately due to the change in environment etc. as well. So with long-term success hinging on finding sufficient habitat, scientific management and even community support, project's future depends on overcoming these enormous challenges here. तो प्रोजेक्ट चीता की जब हम बात करते हैं तो क्या है, तो चीता एक्शन प्लान, तो ये रिप्रेजेंट करता है अगेन इंडियाज एम्बिशियस एफर्ट्स टू इंट्रोड्यूस अफ्रीकन चीतास इनटू इट्स इकोसिस्टम, तो कंजर्वेशन पे भी और रीस्टोरिंग द हेल्थ ऑफ द सवाना हैबिटेट्स, दीज आर द मेजर पॉइंट्स है. फिर फर्दर प्रोजेक्ट चीता क्या है कि ट्रांसलोकेशन ऑफ द लार्ज कार्निवोर or the African cheetahs. So it's a strategy to conserve threatened species. So again, this is their status and restore the ecosystem functions. So government of Iran को भी India plans to assist and by conserving the Asiatic cheetah and increasing the distribution range to include the protected landscapes in India. फर्दर लोकल कम्युनिटीज जो है उनके फॉर्चून्स को भी इम्प्रूव करना थ्रू इको टूरिज्म, दैट ऑल्सो इज इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. इम्पोर्टेंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस क्या क्या इम्पोर्टेंट है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, नेशनल टाइगर कंजर्वेशन अथॉरिटी और मध्य प्रदेश फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट एंड द वाइल्ड लाइफ इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडिया. So these are the major important institutions.
And also from the perspective of prelims examination, when we're talking about, again, comparing the Asian cheetah and the African cheetah. So first factor is the geographical range in which they are present. So Asian cheetah is found in India, Iran, Pakistan, and some parts of other Middle East countries. Only we can say today it is only surviving in Iran, Asian cheetah, and it is critically endangered, and it is only left 50 individuals are left in the wild. African cheetah is in Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, and Kenya, and population is somewhere between 6,500 and 7,000 in numbers. Physical characteristics is very important. So Asian cheetah is slightly smaller and leaner than the African cheetah, and its coat, it tends to be lighter with the smaller and more widely spaced spots. And the face of Asian cheetah has distinctive tear masks similar to the African cheetah. And African cheetahs generally larger, they are more robust compared to the Asian counterparts, slightly darker coat with larger and more pronounced spots. And habitat, Asian cheetah is found in semi-arid, desert, mountainous regions. And African cheetah is found in the savannas, grasslands, open plains, where the prey is abundant. And conservation status, the Asian cheetah is critically endangered. African cheetah is vulnerable, their IUCN status. In terms of speed and hunting, so Asian cheetah, like the African counterpart, the Asian cheetah is one of the fastest land animals capable of reaching speed of 210 kilometer per hour over short distances. And African cheetah, it with the same adaptations of high speed chases. This is similar. African savannas, they hunt larger prey such as impalas, gazelles, and wild beast calves. So, and regarding breeding and reproduction, so Asian cheetahs breeding is extremely difficult due to again the challenge of low population and scattered distribution. African cheetahs are slightly more successful in breeding. ठीक है ये तो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या मेंशन नहीं है.
एंड अभी अगर हम डेटा की मेजर फीचर्स की बात करते हैं ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट चीटा, तो अगेन शॉर्ट टर्म में जो गोल्स है दैट इज टू इंक्लूड अ 50% सर्वाइवल रेट ऑफ द फर्स्ट ईयर. तो होम रेंजेस को एस्टैब्लिश करना, सक्सेसफुल रिप्रोडक्शन इन द वाइल्ड, जनरेटिंग रेवेन्यू फॉर द लोकल कम्युनिटीज थ्रू इको टूरिज्म. और लॉन्ग टर्म सक्सेस कैसे मेजर होगी? चीता इज बिकमिंग अ स्टेबल पार्ट ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम विद नेचुरल सर्वाइवल रेट्स. तो अगेन यहाँ पे मेजरली सर्वाइवल पॉपुलेशन की बात हो रही है. एंड अगेन कूनो नेशनल पार्क जो मध्य प्रदेश में है, इट वाज फाउंड टू बी द मोस्ट सूटेबल फॉर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग द चीतास, क्योंकि उसका हैबिटेट और जो एडिक्वेट प्रे बेस है that is present. And also Nora Dehi Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. तो कूनो नेशनल पार्क एंड नौरा देही वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरी बोथ
और
आर इन.
एक और है गांधी सागर वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरी भी.
हम्म.
सो इसमें क्वेश्चन यही उठता है कि अभी जितने हमने ट्रांसलोकेट किए चीतास फ्रॉम नामीबिया, सो वेदर that project or that again set of the cheetahs that were translocated, or kitna successful raha, because we have seen a lot of them has died because of infection. So whether they'll be better able to adapt to the Indian climate or again the geographical conditions or not is a major question. Translocate karna is not a challenge. So this needs to be thoroughly studied, assessed and analyzed, and then we need to go ahead with the second batch of translocation.
Next, Neela Kurinji, the flowers that give the Nilgiris its name. In full bloom after 12 years on the slopes of mountain range in Udhagamandalam in Tamil Nadu on Monday. तो जो ये नीला कुरिंजी हैं, दे आर अ स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ फ्लावर्स जो सिर्फ 12 years में एक ही बार दे ब्लूम. तो तमिलनाडु में दे आर फाउंड मेजरली नीलगिरीज. Next is regarding quantum computing, कि कैसे it can make the large language models even better. The landscape of artificial intelligence, particularly within the realm of the natural language processing, तो has gone a remarkable transformation. तो rise हुआ है of the powerful large language models जैसे कि OpenAI, Google, Microsoft और इन सब ने जो create करा and the generative AI. So, characterized by its unparalleled ability to generate data based on the user inputs. So, they have significantly revolutionized. तो
ऊपर अभी हम पहले कंप्लीट कर देते हैं.
तो current problems क्या क्या regarding the current LLMs? तो they are much larger than the other AI applications जैसे कि computer vision. तो जो energy consumption है वो भी बहुत ज्यादा है इसमें. तो कार्बन फुटप्रिंट जो है उसको रिड्यूस करना दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज इवन दैट इज वेरी हाई. And another shortcoming, it pertains to their pre-trained nature. जो level of control है the users have over functioning, उसको decrease कर देता है. तो pre-trained nature. And third limitation is around the abilities of the current LLMs to understand the syntactics. So syntax, it refers to structural arrangement of words and phrases in a sentence. So LLMs, they excel at processing of semantic aspects, लेकिन जो syntax है उससे वो struggle करते हैं. यानी कि structural arrangement of words, further carbon footprint और जो large energy consumption है. These are all the major challenges here, plus pre-trained natures.
So it will be used in quantum generative models, QGen जिसको बोल रहे हैं हम. And apart from this, LLMs would be used in, again, AI application-based models, quantum computers, even supercomputers, even in, again, data analytics of, again, large sample data is one of the applications. So ऊपर अभी हम नील कुरुंजी की बात कर रहे थे, तो नील कुरुंजी, it is a shrub. We should remember this, shrub है. And कौन से माउंटेन रेंज पे होता है, तो नीलगिरी हिल्स, तमिलनाडु, part of Western Ghats. And it is, again, we see that we found them near Munnar in Kerala and few parts of Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka also. So Western Ghats are a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. So they are typically found at an altitude of 1300 to 2400 meters, and they grow in shola grasslands, which are unique ecosystem in Western Ghats. So इनकी एक जो species है famous है, which is the Strobilanthes kunthiana. तो ये हमें पता होना चाहिए, it is related to नील कुरुंजी. and कौन सी tribe जो we see that local tribes such as Palyan tribes of Tamil Nadu, they have historically used the blooming of नील कुरुंजी as a marker of age.
Next, again, we talk about climate. So environment takes center stage as global summits loom. So again, global warming, biodiversity loss, desertification, and plastic pollution. So these are the urgent environmental challenges. इसकी वजह से again, even the life expectancy has been reducing. There's a biodiversity loss that is happening due to all the major environmental challenges. So इनको regulate करना is very important. So in 2022, जो Montreal में nations है, they agreed to place 30% of the planet under environmental protection by 2030. And here this is regarding the second, the world's most important conference on climate change will be hosted this year by Azerbaijan. So last summit to that was in Dubai.
COP29 होगा in Baku, Azerbaijan.
So COP16, Conference of Parties 16, is expected to assess progress since the last summit, which secured significant pledges to promote biodiversity. So again, nationally determined contribution NDCs की जब हम बात करते हैं, also we talk about the common but differentiated responsibilities. तो उनकी हम बात कर सकते हैं, जिसमें कि contribution का जो level of the developed and developing nations that differs.
Loss and damage fund हमने देखा था last COP27 में.
Yes. Next, why is Tamil Nadu's education funding on hold? So why is Tamil Nadu not received its Samagra Shiksha funds for this year? So क्या conditions है, and how does the NEP 2020 affect funding? और 3 language formula एक contentious issue क्यों है? So again, Tamil Nadu is yet to receive its year funds from the union government for the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So center has linked these funds to the complete implementation of the NEP 2020, which includes provisions that the state has opposed, especially the contentious 3 language formula. So again, ये centrally sponsored scheme है, इसीलिए we already read recently कि centrally sponsored scheme में the central government, it can hold the funds and not give it to the respective states if the conditions are not fulfilled by the state, so the center has the rights to deny the funds. And here it is because they are not adhering to the NEP 2020. And इसमें problem क्या है कि the state wants to stick to the 5+3+2+2 curricular formula rather than the NEP, जो again preschool years को भी include करती है. So SEP also proposes 5 years as the age to entry of class 1. So again, center state differences are here. और जो biggest hurdle है, that is of this, apart from this structure, it is of the 3 language formula. 3 language formula कैसे है जो NEP 2020 है वो recommend करती है mother tongue और the local language as medium of instruction till class 5 और बताती है कि all school students must be taught at least 3 languages, 2 of which must be native to India. So here Tamil Nadu has a long standing opposition to this. So
Because ये कि Hindi would be mandatory, it wouldn't be again a voluntary choice, it would be mandatory. तो इसलिए southern states are protesting against this.
Next, how do emergency provisions impact center-state relations? So emergency provisions like Article 355 and 356 कैसे ये federalism को affect करते हैं? So again, recent spate of renewed violence in Manipur has once again triggered this decision. So it is the domain of state governments to maintain law and order in the respective states. फिर जब हम बात करते हैं पार्ट 18 of the constitution, तो article 355 and 356 they primarily deal with the affairs of such. जैसे कि 356 में imposition of president's rule if the state government cannot function in accordance with the constitutional provisions. And 355 का purpose has been explained by B.R. Ambedkar. If the center is to interfere in the state's administration, so it must be by or under some obligation which the constitution imposes on the center. So again, Sarkaria Commission on Center-State Relations, National Commission to review the working of the Constitution, and Panchi Commission. इन सब की हम बात करते हैं. And they have all opined कि जो Article 355 है, not only imposes duty on the union, but also grants it the power to take necessary actions for the effective performance of that duty. And president's rule जो है, it must be the last resort in situations of utmost gravity and insurgency. फिर बोमाई केस की भी बात होती है जहां पे जो मिसयूज है दैट इज रेस्ट्रिक्टेड हियर. और सिर्फ जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मशीनरी का ब्रेकडाउन होएगा ओनली देन आर्टिकल 355 इट कैन बी यूज्ड हियर एंड 356 से प्रेसिडेंट रूल आ सकता है. नेक्स्ट, राइट्स ऑफ फ्यूचर जनरेशंस must guide climate debate. So again, the summit of the future, which is to convene at UN in September, aims to identify multilateral pathways to address the major problems that threaten the common future of humanity. So again, climate change की बात करते हैं तो creating such conditions, a more livable planet for the next generations. लेकिन जो another issue है that is of legal obligation here in this case. कि कैसे even in India we have identified recently that there is the right to atrocities, the right against atrocities due to climate change that comes under our fundamental rights itself. जब हम बात करते हैं right to proper life, right to healthy life, तो उसके अंदर ही it is there. तो future generation rights was the main theme here. कि कैसे जो pollution है it must be prevented and curbed overall in all the terms, be it plastic pollution, air pollution, biodiversity loss, and even the rising sea levels. The National Green Tribunal of India, it upheld the principle of intergenerational equity. जब हम intergenerational justice की भी बात करते हैं, equity की भी बात करते हैं, in the right to environment. So intergenerational justice, it requires the state to consider the long-term impact of pollution. So this is also when we talk about the sustainable development. So human generations exist within an unbroken continuum that is continually renewed and refined. Next is regarding e-shram. So why e-shram is still a work in progress. तो गवर्नमेंट ने अभी रिसेंटली ऑनलाइन एग्रीगेटर्स को आस्क करा है टू टेक अ लीड इन रजिस्टरिंग गिग वर्कर्स ऑन द ई-श्रम पोर्टल. तो कैसे ये जो गिग वर्कर्स हैं इनकी हेल्थ के लिए ओवर टाइम जो ये वर्क करते हैं इसके लिए फॉर देयर वेजेस एटसेट्रा इन ऑल दीज एरियाज फॉर देयर हेल्थ एंड द लीव्स दैट दे टेक, इन सब के लिए इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट for to take care of their rights, the workers' rights. So what was it constituted for, and किस extent तक ये help कर पाए these informal workers? तो अभी तक there are nearly 300 million workers from the unorganized sector that have been registered on the portal. So the
They're
workers.
engaged in 400 occupations in 30 broad sectors. So it is covering the unorganized labor force. So we are having again a database for them, and we generated again a universal account number for each worker, which is again seeded with the Aadhaar details also for optimum realization of their employability, access to social security benefits.
So again, in industry के लिए भी it will be helpful क्योंकि data वैसे that will be mapped by the government database जैसे कि National Career Services Portal for jobs etc. तो better navigation हो पाएगा, better data management. According to 2023 report, digital literacy rate है जो 61% है in urban areas and 25% in rural areas. तो डिजिटल लिटरेसी को इन्हांस करना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी की भी जब हम बात करते हैं तो दीज आर ऑल द मेजर वेज है. तो नेशनल करियर सर्विस पोर्टल, स्किल इंडिया डिजिटल हब, माई स्कीम पोर्टल, प्रधानमंत्री श्रम योगी मानधन स्कीम. तो ऑल दीज
Mandhan.
आर मानधन स्कीम.
Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. So this is a social security scheme for them.
तो ये वन स्टॉप सोल्यूशन है फॉर द इनफॉर्मल वर्कर्स and better regulation of course the companies which employ them. So thank you everyone for joining. We will continue with the next set of articles in the next session.